Good morning. It's 9
Hey,
a.m.
how you doing?
Do you know where your children are?
That's right. I know where one is. I don't know. I technically know where they both are. I just don't know the exact. I could pull up
I
Life.
know where they all should be.
I could pull up Life 360 and find out where they all are.
We don't do that. We have iPhones in our house.
It's the same thing. It's still a tracker. However you choose to track it, it's a tracker.
Although Life 360 will tell you if they're in a car with a lunatic driving 95 miles an hour down the interstate.
Yeah, and it's not accurate either.
Oh, no?
No, because, and they'll tell you that it may not be completely accurate on the speed because of varying factors. One of my children had claimed, because I looked at it, I'm like, how fast are you going right now? Or, well,
I'm still 67, officer.
And I know this one better than that. And I said, it's telling me you went X amount of miles an hour. And this child of mine was like, no, I was not going that fast. Yes, I was going at a good clip, but I wasn't going that fast. And so I got online and researched the app, and they said that, for various factors, it's not always accurate on the speed part of it. I'm like, then don't put it
Don't put it up there. Yeah.
Because as a dad,
yeah,
that's
one of the things you're watching.
Yeah.
You get alerts for.
Exactly. Well, I don't pay. I have the free, so I'm not getting a lot of alerts. I don't know. I don't pay.
I have
if I don't have to.
I have my father's lead foot. My dad could not drive the speed limit to save his life, and neither can his son.
Well, my daughter has her mother's.
I have to drive with cruise control.
Otherwise, you're like,
I'm doing 92 before I know it. I've only had one speeding ticket ever in my life. I was coming through Macomb, Mississippi, on our way back from Missouri one year down to Louisiana, and I'm just cruising along, and I'm doing 82 and a 65. We passed a state trooper.
Yeah. All I can say on behalf of a family member of mine, if you're traveling between Crowley and Burleson on Renfro, be aware that it drops 10 miles an hour in a hidden sign behind a tree. Just be aware.
Just be aware.
Just be aware. Because if you're going over 40 in the 40 and it drops to 30 and he's sitting there, that can become a hefty fine.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking on behalf of a member of my family.
When I do set my cruise control,
then you don't have that problem.
Well, I always set it
4 above. You said it 4 above.
Nope. Not more than 10%. Because the fines are worked on a percentage basis.
Right.
Under 10, over 10.
10% of whatever the speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know this because Marcus got a speeding ticket that we had to go to court for.
And they gave up that information?
Yeah.
How stupid.
It's like, okay, well, we've got.
So out on 35 at a 10% clip, they're not even looking at you till you're nearly 80 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah. I do 77.
Or 82, depending on where you are.
Well, once you get north of the Speedway, then it becomes 82.
See,
but not 83 because that's more than 10%.
I just think 10% is a large amount of gap.
Well, but see, they have to take into consideration gauge error and radar error. Right? Radars they're not as minute as what we think they are.
I'm not saying I don't speed. My family would laugh at me if I tried to tell you I don't. I'm not saying I don't speed. I do. I don't know.
I think we've opened a can of worms here.
I could talk about this for much longer than we need to talk about it.
Anyway, I don't ever try to be the leader. I don't ever want to be first.
No.
I get irritated by that one person that we're driving in town. I don't speed in town. But you'll be driving down. I don't. Old 1187, right? Or 1187 out towards 35.
Right.
And there's always that guy in the big white diesel truck. I don't know why it's always white and it's always a big diesel truck that's lifted higher than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Serves no purpose. All hat, no cattle. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And they will. I'm doing 55, 58, and they just for whatever reason they got to zoom around me
and go 58 right in front of you.
They'll do 59, but we're sharing the light at Crowley Road. Okay. Yay, you got one spot ahead of me.
You got there before me.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks for.
Yeah, I've tried to really. I've tried to understand that in my own spirit.
Have we talked road rage on this?
Probably not. I struggle with it. I'll just be honest. I struggle with it. It's a personality flaw. Okay, look, you got type A people and you have type B people. Okay, there's I'm sure the millennials want a C, but there's a type A and there's a type B. And you got type A people, of which I am a part, if you don't know. I'm a type A person, and I tend to be a high type A person. And so my kids laugh at me because
and he doesn't have ADHD either.
My kids laugh at me because they're like, and I've seen this in my daughter. It's so funny. She's like, hurry up, Honda. Hurry up, Ford. Let's go, Ford. Come on, Ford. Why'd you move over there for, Dodge? Let's go. And she's like, and she did that the other day. And I started laughing. And she said, I learned it from you.
I learned it by watching you.
I know.
It reminds me of the old drug commercial.
I know.
I learned it by watching you, okay?
That's right. That's right. Cats in the Cradle right there. Play it. Cue it up.
Silver Spoon. Little Boy Blue, the Man in the Moon.
That's right. When you coming home, son? I don't know when. But we'll get together then, Dad.
Gosh, what is this nostalgia right there?
But you know, the idea of road rage, type A people are going to be the road rage people because they take life so seriously and intricately, and there's rules for a reason.
Don't like stupid drivers.
I hate stupid drivers.
Bad drivers.
But you know, this is what happens with parent-taught driver's ed.
Well, they should
I'm just saying,
qualification test for parents.
They should do more of a qualification test than simply a 3-year driving record.
My kids were all parent. Well, except for Marcus, my kids were all parent taught.
My kids were parent taught,
but I didn't teach them.
You know, but they drive by their personality too. I've got one that is the rule follower, and I got one that wants to rewrite the rules to fit the needs of the moment.
And no, you cannot guess which is.
Oh, anybody that knows them knows exactly who they are, just like you do.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly which one I'm talking about. Yeah. It's just like when you start talking, I can pretty much pinpoint which child you're.
Well, not when it comes to driving.
Do they change their personality behind the wheel?
I don't know, because I never let them drive.
Yeah, see,
I'm that guy too.
Well, see, we're taking a trip. We're going to take a trip over Christmas. This is our new thing. Dulcie can't get off in the summer, so we've flipped this last year, and we took the Christmas trip or the winter trip, and we like that. And so we've got another one scheduled to leave over winter, so we spend Christmas someplace else, and. So we're gonna our plan. I mean, let's lambda, mu, nu, xi, phi, whatever mutation we're going to be on doesn't mess it up. We should be in New York for Christmas this year, and the conversation started. Which vehicle are we taking? We were going to take the RV, but then that's just a non-functioning moment in New York.
Oh yeah,
I can find a place, but they don't have water. And they don't have sewer hookups at the place in the wintertime because of freezing.
Too cold, yeah.
And so we were just going to take the truck because it's roomy. And they're like, okay, but none of us want to drive the truck. Can we not share driving? And it's really hard for me.
Me too.
To share driving. And so my daughter was like, yeah, Mom told us that we probably won't be able to share driving. And I'm like, what did your mother tell you after all? And they said, well, that you just sit there and you're fidgety and shaky and anxiety driven if you're not driving. I'm like, well, some of that's probably true, but I have to drive.
George just commented that he has a cousin, a nephew. I'm sorry. It's a Carrollton police officer. He doesn't even take notice of people unless they're doing 90.
In Carrollton. Well, they're weird up there.
I mean, they are weird up there. And yes, Kay, talking to the other drivers does help.
It does.
It does help.
Just like, do you remember when they made those foam bricks that you could throw at the TV? Did you ever buy one of those?
No, but they also had the referee that you could just rip the limbs off of. It was all Velcro together. I never owned one, but I thought,
that's helpful.
Yeah, I yell at the television. I do.
Do you try to instruct the referees on how to do their job in the Chiefs game?
Yes, I do. It was look.
I think we've opened up something here, folks.
I'm no Cowboys fan, okay, but the Cowboys almost got jobbed this weekend.
Yeah, they did.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
every little ticky-tack foul was called against their beloved Cowboys, and nary a one was called against your beloved Patriots. I don't know what kind of hex juju they got up there.
I don't know. Belichick is like the mafia.
Is it Belichick or is it Kraft?
One or the other, but they're kind of like the mafia. They know enough stuff on people. I think that's like, okay, you don't mess with me. It's like that whole it's the whole Boston Mafia thing.
Are they swimming with the fishes?
I don't know. It might be if you call it wrong. I don't know.
I'm just saying. Yes, Kansas City, we're back on our winning ways. I like it.
Well, look who you played.
There was a decent team. I forget who we played even. Doesn't matter. Kansas City won.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
You know where I can find out? Right there on my home screen. If I didn't have all these notifications.
Yeah, Kay's talking about CTP. I don't know what she said. I can't read that far.
Oh, they played Washington.
Speed limits. Yeah, it is. Man, they sit there and pop people every day.
Where at?
CTP.
Chisholm Trail, yeah. You can't speed on Chisholm Trail.
No.
There's always that one state trooper just as it goes from 70 to 60.
And he hides
behind
the little embankment there.
Yeah, I've learned. I've never gotten pulled over there.
We were driving down for Bella's senior picks, and she was over the limit, which is not unusual. See, in our family, we tend to view speed limits to tell me where the bottom of the limit is.
It's a recommendation.
Well, I mean, it's a limit. It's the bottom limit. It's not the top limit of that's kind of how we tend to be in our house. My son has actually sped up a little bit since he's been in college. It's really interesting.
Yeah, well, everything's faster in college.
Well, he used to be 5 miles an hour under just for safety. Whatever the limit was, Dad, I'm like, speed up a little bit. You're going to get hurt out here on the highway. No, you go 5 under, it's safe. I'm like, 5 under gets you killed when everybody's doing 90 in Carrollton.
Yeah, you're right, Laura. Our mom and dad both yell at the TV all the time.
But, yeah. And so, you have to start asking yourself in these things. I read a scripture the other day in our reading, and it was, to the pure, everything is pure, and to the defiled, everything is defiled.
What color lenses are you looking through?
And so it made me, and so I wrote down, where does skepticism fit on that? Where does cynicism fit on that? Is because you can, where does positive and negative fit on that? Because there are some people who see it negative no matter what you're doing.
Or maybe if they don't see it negative, they always want to consider the negative.
Well, they give you constructive criticism. So they're critiquing. All they're doing is justifying their negativity.
Okay, you're right. It's one of my least favorite phrases.
It's like, you don't know me well enough to critique me that way.
Just playing devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Just playing devil's advocate.
I know.
I hate that phrase.
Like,
With a passion. Why do you want to be the devil's advocate for one? And
because I want to help you see the other side of things. Okay, so to the defiled, everything is defiled.
I don't want to dwell on the negative. I want to look to the positive. And if we continue to dwell on the negative,
I have a T-shirt saying for that. You need to learn from the past, but don't live in it.
I'm putting that in my phone.
But okay, so to the pure, everything is pure. In other words, the innocent. If you are thinking innocent, if you are innocent and straight with God and righteous with God and all these things, you're going to view things that way. And if you're defiled and wicked and unrighteous and apart from God, you're going to view things that way. Mm-hmm. Well, Baptists are well known for their backslidden membership.
Yes.
That both attend and don't attend. Let's make sure we understand this. And so, it just made me stop and ask myself, okay, where's the middle ground on? Is it a hard line? Is it a soft line? Is it a blur in the middle?
Is there a line?
Is there a line at all? Or is that just, again, something that justifies and rationalizes the sinful behavior that we've grown accustomed to and we kind of like it? And because we kind of like it, we want to make sure that we can find a way to justify it so we'll work scripture so that I can do the things I want to do because this is too, convicting, stop convicting me, scripture. I want to do the things I want to do.
Let's take it back to Romans 7.
Yeah, you taught on that last night.
Paul writes, I do what I do, but I don't like what I do, and I don't do the things that I want to do, and I do the things that I don't want to do.
I'm such a dum-dum.
Because I'm a dum-dum. All right, that's how that's pretty much for me, that's how.
Is he a dum-dum though, or is it just this is the human frailty factor?
Those are very wise words.
Or just raw and
because
real.
We all do that.
We do.
We all live in Romans 7. We do the things that we know we shouldn't do. We don't do the things that we know we should do because we're still governed by our flesh.
Yes.
Instead of being sold out to the Spirit.
Yes.
We want what we want.
Right.
We don't necessarily want what the Holy Spirit wants for us.
Well, that takes a level of self-awareness that I think a whole lot of people don't have.
And I think we're all inherently selfish to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
We're about self-preservation. And, I think it's becoming more prominent that I'm going to take care of me and mine before I'm going to even look at you and yours.
Right.
Now, the level to which we define what is taken care of is skewed. I think if I got 3 hots in a cot, I'm well taken care of.
It depends on what you view
exactly
well taken care of.
What's your worldview?
Absolutely.
It's, I might be eating potatoes and butter for dinner every night, but I got something.
Something's better than nothing.
Absolutely. I don't have to have filet mignon every night. I don't have filet mignon once a year.
I don't either.
I don't even prefer it, actually. I don't even think it's that great of a steak.
Mm-mm.
Is that a...
Mm-mm. Me either. Well, you've got everything from raw to burned in a filet mignon, in my opinion.
Yes, from the outside in.
From the outside in, it's like you've got every. It's like they ask you, "How would you like that cooked?" I'm like, "Is there a way that you can cook it that's different than
red on the inside, black on the outside?
I want it medium all the way through." Yes, sir. I'm sorry, we can't do that. Of course, you can't do that because it's like 3 inches thick. You can't get to the center.
That's right. Just cut me a nice New York strip.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of feedback today.
Well, when you talk about road rage and speeding and, so where does that fall in the line of the pure and the defiled?
It's defiled. It's defiled.
It is. And yet we want to sit here and act like we're all, not you and me necessarily, but people want to sit and act like we're all pure. Now, I'm not all negative today. It's just, it's a reality. And, it's a difficult reality when you see a person, a family, or an organization that is spiraling out of control and will refuse all help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know an example of each of those in my brain right now. Whether it's a person that's spiraling out of control and is going to wind up dead just because this person doesn't want to receive any help.
Yes.
Or a family that is spiraling out of control and they can't see it.
And they want to do things their way.
They can't see it. They don't understand it. They're going to end up in divorce, and a child's going to end up in juvenile detention somewhere along the way. And they're going to wonder why. How did this ever happen? Well, it's because you're spiraling out of control, and you won't listen to reason. You won't accept any help. You're the only one who knows anything about your situation.
Right. Well, my situation is different.
Right. This is my truth.
Oh,
you live your truth. I'll live my truth.
There's another phrase I hate.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And then there's an organization I know of that's spiraling out of control, and is many that are a part of that organization don't understand. They don't understand it. They don't see it. They don't want to see it. Everything is awesome. They're living in a Lego movie.
Do you think that's the thing? They don't see it or they don't want to see it?
Both. I think some people can't see it.
Like in a family. I don't know. We've always had a good relationship within our family.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk about pretty much anything in our family. I'm speaking me and Joanna and the boys.
Right.
And our girls now. We can talk about anything.
I was going to say, has that shifted as it has expanded? And this is not negative against the girls that have entered the room. I'm just saying.
Not with me and the boys. Because me and the boys talk differently than the boys and mom talk, of course.
Of course.
We talk about guy things. And
all that.
Yeah. When they talk to mom, it's different. It's life stuff, right? They talk to me about other life stuff, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. But we've always had that open communication. They've always been able to talk to us and voice frustrations, voice their feelings, tell us what is going on,
right.
What's the root of the problem. And now I can see this as two of mine have become teachers, and they're teaching their students. And their students are getting so frustrated and they just want to quit. They'll say, okay, what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we missing out? Ryan, as a science teacher, what about this don't you understand? Well, I don't understand any of it. Okay. Do you understand this? Yeah, I understand that. Well, then you understand something.
Right. It's not nothing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's helped us as a family. I'm not saying that our family's perfect.
No.
But we've taught our children how to talk through things.
Right.
Even though I'm not very good at it. I'm not.
Right.
I don't talk through things very well. I have to internalize things before I can talk about things.
Right. As an example, I came into your office yesterday and said that, and I know this about you, so this is why I do it the way I do it. I don't know if you know that or not, but this is why I do it the way I do with you. I know that you have to think through things. You don't do talk it out moments very well.
Not very well. No.
And so I go into the office. I said, we're coming out of COVID. We're in a transitional period in youth ministry, and in every ministry fathomable, we're in a transitional period. And so I go into your office yesterday. I said, hey, before long, I'd like for us to sit down and talk about philosophy and future and thoughts and do some stuff. But we're not going to talk about it right now
because
I know that you have to chew on it and you have to think on it. I'm a verbal processor.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm a verbal processor. So I will be formulating a plan as I'm writing it on the board, and then I'll erase it and reformulate it. And I have to talk it out.
Now,
That's me.
I can do that.
You prefer not to.
I do a lot of that internally.
Sure.
What you do externally.
Yeah. Yeah.
His whiteboard always has something on it. Always. It's always something different. If you ever walk into his office and you see something for like weeks in a row, pray for him because he's going.
I haven't solved the problem
he's
yet.
He's going through something. And so what you put on the board and you externalize.
Yeah.
I internalize and process those things.
Right.
And I guess that's I compartmentalize things differently than you do.
Yeah.
You got to get stuff out of your head.
Oh, I compartmentalize stuff. Don't trust me. I'm a guy. I compartmentalize stuff.
Than you do.
Every guy I know compartmentalizes stuff. That's just the way we're wired.
So yeah, my processes are different than probably most people, or a lot of people. If I'm ever gone for an hour plus, I'm probably on a drive somewhere.
Right.
Joanna and I had this discussion last night. I get in the car, I turn off the radio, I don't know where I'm going, and I just drive. And I don't know what it is about that. It actually started when my mom was dying.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say, didn't know who to talk to, didn't know where to turn.
And didn't want to.
That's right. I want to, me and God, we're going to get this figured out.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm ever gone for a drive, know my prayer life is healthy.
Right.
Because that's all I do.
Right.
Is I talk and I listen.
Right.
Because, while I don't hear God's audible voice, I know that he puts thoughts in my head.
Right.
I know he does.
Are you a visual learner?
Yes.
Or an auditory learner?
I can do both. I prefer visual, hands-on.
Well, and that's kinesthetic, though.
Yeah.
See, I tend to be visual kinesthetic because why all of my stuff ends up on a board. Or, I was writing my paper the other day, and I had 4 different documents open at the same time. And I had jotted notes down over here, and I jotted notes down up here, and over here. And then it was all, and I was drawing from all the different notes that I had taken.
Right.
But I have to put that down. I don't keep it all well if I don't put it down.
That's it. That's Joanna. Like Saturday.
But then I'll delete them all because I have my paper now. I'm good.
There's always a list. Are you a lister?
Have you seen my board since you walked in?
I'm not a lister either. And I probably forget things, but I'm not a lister.
It's okay. I do too. I have learned at announcement time. I have a list of things.
And when he doesn't, I text him.
And that's right. Jerry the other day had a personnel announcement to announce. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I didn't have it on my list, and so we're out, and he's like, wait a minute, I got something.
You forgot about me.
Oh yeah, that's right. And so I tell people, I said they'll call me like on Wednesday. Hey, I'm like, you got to tell me on Sunday because I'll make my list.
Or I guess I
and that may be my age showing too.
I guess I do need, because you can tell me something and I'll probably forget it. If I'm actively engaged in something, for example, Wednesday nights, hey, if you want to sign up for XYZ, there's a sign up sheet, or you could text me.
But don't tell me.
Hey Keith, I want to sign up for
I told you how to do it over there.
What did I just tell you? Text me.
Right.
If you'll text me.
Yeah.
Because I hate red buttons on my phone. I hate red dots on my phone. I will leave those unread just so there's a red dot that I have to go. It's my ADHD, I guess.
Yeah. Well, people that have come up to me just before the service starts. When you did it, when I've been in some places where announcements were first.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. But when announcements are at the end and somebody's like, Pastor, I need you to announce this. I'm like, write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down. Give me a note, because my focus on a Sunday morning, if you don't know, my focus on a Sunday morning is not the announcements.
Right.
My focus is on my personal entrance into worship as Dr. Joe is leading us. And then the presentation of the scripture and the call to action to the people. I'll be real honest with you. I could not care less. I could not care less about announcements on a Sunday.
Right.
I hate them. I don't like them. I do them under protest, and I do them because we're supposed to do them, because nobody's going to remember anything, and they won't read the church talk and remember what we put in there. So we have to tell people, only for them to get to the parking lot and ask me about something we just announced. And I'm just like, I hate announcements. If I could have somebody that would volunteer to, that's their baby,
that could be you.
Have at it, because I hate them.
It could be you, K Artist. You're the last one to comment.
Right. See, but I operate out of a situation that says,
that's not a bad idea. Do the announcements first or put some on the screen.
The problem is, well, okay, here's
then who's going to build that?
Who's going to build the screen? And are we going to all stop and watch the screen? Because if you have them floating before the service, they're too busy talking and don't pay attention.
This discussion.
If I do announcements at the front end of it, then you've got too many people milling in and out, and they're not ready to hear announcements yet. And here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Okay, here we go.
There is no proper or good place for announcements in a worship moment. Period.
I agree.
We need to learn how to adult up and read the bulletin and the church talk and learn how to be an adult about this. Read, pay attention, get involved, sign up, do your Christian duty, and not force us to have to baby you and spoon-fed the stupid announcements every Sunday morning. That's it.
He said he was doing it on the protest. He told you how he felt about it before he started talking about it. I don't know why.
This should surprise no.
You're surprised. I don't know why you were surprised. I'm gonna get him a shirt that says, "Ask me how I feel about announcements."
I've had people over the years that sit on committees that got the email for the committee meeting, and if I don't announce it on Sunday that we're having that particular committee meeting, they're like, "I didn't know we were meeting." I'm like, "Did you read the email? I got the read receipt that you read it." Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, that's why God made calendars. Write it down, put it in your phone. Adult up. Be an adult.
Keelan had to just buy his first adult calendar for his room. Now that you mention it, he got this dry erase board, and because he's calling football games 5 days this week,
and he needs to know when and where he's supposed to be.
5 days, because around here, Fort Worth schools, they play some of their games have to be played on Thursday, which means their sub-varsity games are played on Wednesday. Well, junior high played on,
which really hurts you on Wednesday night youth group.
It does,
which is a part of the philosophy that maybe we have to start reimagining how we do church.
Yeah,
from adults to children. I think we have to begin the reimagining process of how we do it, the way we've been doing it, schedule and from governance to polity to schedule. Maybe we have to rethink how we do the things we do to meet the community we have.
Yeah.
Technologically as well as ethnically. Maybe we got to rethink how we do things.
Maybe so. And I'm going to go back to the comments here, Kay. Telling us twice is okay. If we tell you we got it. Even if it's 6 months later.
Hey, and here's the thing. I understand communication theory. I do understand. I find it, and I'm probably a product of it too. But the fact that I know what they're telling me in communication theory, that it takes 8 times before I'm going to remember it. Okay. Part of that tells me nothing's truly important to you if it takes you 8 times to remember it. If it's important to you, I'll remember it. I'll make time for it.
We should.
If I'm having to beg you to do something, then it wasn't important to you to start with.
My sister said we froze up. Are we still frozen?
We're not frozen on the screen where we are. Maybe it's her internet. Maybe Facebook kicked us off because they don't like what we're saying.
Go to YouTube. They don't care as much.
They don't care as much. Oh my goodness. Anyway,
All you gotta do is go on Facebook and see if we're in the chat.
but it's probably time to shut this thing down anyway.
No, we're here. Here we are.
Oh,
wait. No, that's
yeah.
Are we like not there at all?
I don't know. There's no telling. We were there for a long time. We had too many comments to not be there. And there were Facebook comments too. So, yeah, they're all Facebook comments.
Okay, from here, no freezing. Kay says we're good. All right. Well, good. Thanks, Kay.
But
I don't know what happened. But
anyway.
my Facebook says interrupted. Oh,
yeah, I thought
I didn't know what you did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I went away.
I know. But hey, this Sunday is going to be another great weekend. This Saturday,
Yeah, potluck.
we have potluck on Sunday. We've got carving event Saturday morning. I got several people that have signed up to help with that.
I saw
Appreciate
that. My phone is blowing up last night.
That's
with
fine.
like
That's good.
7 people.
Yep. So we've got enough people, to make it happen. More people is just better. And I've even got some adults that just want to bring a pumpkin and sit down with a family and talk to them and carve a pumpkin. Hey,
Bring 2.
I have an 18 and up category, so the adults can put theirs in too. So
Bring 2 pumpkins.
But-
Maybe somebody will show up without a pumpkin. I thought we could get a pumpkin here.
yeah,
Even though
we do have a few tools, but it's a BYOP moment.
Bring your own pumpkin.
Bring your own pumpkin moment.
We'll have the coffee
So-
and the donuts and some
Some
juices
juice.
and
Yeah,
some not juice, Sunny D.
that's right. It's likely not diabetic friendly,
No, not even a little bit.
not glucose intolerant friendly.
No,
But that's okay.
Won't be gluten free.
No. Bring your pumpkin, carve it. You're done in 30 minutes. It's fine.
I've never carved a pumpkin in 30 minutes.
I've seen some carved in 30 minutes. Depends on how much the parent gets involved in the carving process with the child. If you just let the child do it, you're done and you're done.
Yeah, because they're like, look, a hole. I'm done.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't want to touch the guts.
right. So it all depends on how much dad has to get involved.
I still have kids that won't touch pumpkin guts.
In your house now?
In my house now. My children, Dad, that's gross. I'm not carving a pumpkin. I won't touch no pumpkin guts. Hey, you gonna cook those seeds?
Yeah.
Anyway, big weekend,
Yep.
full
We
weekend.
got the carving on Saturday, church and potluck and church conference on Sunday. It'll be good weekend.
I'll
Good
tell you
weekend.
what, I was at band rehearsal last night. Very, very reflective music service this week. Man, bring your heart. It's gonna be
Oh yeah.
very good.
Yep.
Very good.
It will be. It will be. It's just good. I looked it over, and it very powerful. It's moving. I really feel if you come prepared, and I'll put the link out there today. I should put the link out there today on Facebook for the songs. And I hope everybody is enjoying the Spotify.
Yeah, get on there.
List.
Give it a listen.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to listen to it before you come.
It's kind of like having the scripture before you get here. You
Mhm.
know, go ahead and read that.
Go ahead,
Be prepared.
Go ahead and read.
Prepare your own heart.
Ask God to prepare your heart
Yeah.
before you come. You're invited. I sent it out on the church talk earlier this week to join us wherever you may be at 8:30 on Sunday morning.
Mhm.
Just pause, pray for the service, pray for God's movement, pray for the Spirit of God, pray for renewal and revival among the people. You say, "Well, I don't go to your church." Well, then pray for your church at 8:30. But pray for something at
Pray
8:30.
for your church and our church.
That's right.
Pray for God's
That's right.
church.
Pray,
for Big
pray,
C church.
pray that your heart is ready to receive whatever it is God wants you to receive. That's all a part of the process. Is you got to be open to receive it, but you got to ask, help me to receive what you want today. So 8:30 Sunday, invite you to do that. So, all right. Well, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you somewhere along the way this weekend.
Well, I love you guys.